Once we have a manufacturing cell with a product in place, ready for machining, the next stage is to select our CNC machine. So, let's show you how to add your own CNC machines into the Delmia NC Shop Floor Programmer role. As you create the digital twins of your shop floor, you'll be able to import existing data from previously added machines. But for our first CNC machine, we need to choose the generic machine option from within the shop floor machining wizard. This will give us a pop-out of a configuration for the machine that we need to make. We can change the name from the generic one to something like 3-axis mill, but you can change this to whatever is relevant to your company and your machines. You can also change the type of machine, such as a rotary table or a 5-axis machine, but we're staying with the 3-axis mill today. One recommendation from us is to move the Z home point. This is so that during simulations within NC Shop Floor Programmer, the tool stays well above the job, especially on deep parts where the coordinate system is defined at the bottom. For now, we'll set this to 250mm, but there's no harm in putting this as your Z max travel on your machine. Moving on, we can also assign tooling. Once tooling is created, we can add a location, whether a bookmark, library or collaborative space, and assign where that location is. For now though, we won't be doing this, as we haven't yet created any tooling, so leave it as not specified and check out the next tutorial in this series to find out how to create your own tools. But you can also change the tool change Z point if needed here. We'll set ours to 250mm as well. The final change we need to make is on the numerical control tab, which controls the post output from the NC Shop Floor Programmer. By default, everybody has access to ICAM Foundation, so we'll choose that for this example. We'll also change the post processor. In here, there are loads of standard options that are provided as default within the NC Shop Floor Programmer. For now, we'll pick the FANUC OM. And once done, the machine setup is complete, so we can click OK. We can always return and edit the machine if we've missed a field or need to make changes later. The next step is to define the stock, the design part, and the fixtures. So in the shop floor machining wizard, there's a prompt to create rough stock, allowing for new parts with rectangular, cylindrical, or other stock types to be created. As we already have a stock model created in this example, we don't need to use this tool, but the option is there if you need it. After this, click Edit Part Operation to define the other components. The default reference machining access is Setup 1, as this is based on the origin of our imported SOLIDWORKS assembly. We can edit this if desired by selecting the origin location. Click on the 3 dots and create a new setup, or click the pencil button to select where the origin should be. We can pick any point on the part geometry, and reselect the original reference by clicking on the part's origin if we change our mind. Once this is done, we can move on to selecting other known parameters. And this is simply done by clicking on each individual part in the window. We know we want the safety plane to be above the rough stock, so we can click on the top face. At the moment, it's then set to 0, and we can modify that to our desired height. Next, we can pick the rough stock from the window and select its outer side to define it. Double-click in space to exit the dialog, and our defined rough stock appears in yellow, indicating that Delmia has located the stock that we want to use. To select the design part, we now need to hide this rough stock. The simplest way to do this is to right-click in space and confirm that you have the Action Pad tab available to you under Display in the right-click menu. You'll see it down at the bottom of your screen in the Command Manager. Click on the Action Pad tab at the bottom of that viewport to access the controls and hide or show the stock. This then enables us to select the design part from underneath the stock. Once selected, you can double click in the space again to exit the dialog. If we look at some of the other trees on the left hand side, we can see we're currently in the activities process view. If you click on the tree at the bottom, you can explore how each constituent part is made up. So we're now able to select a series of other parts for our fixtures. So if you can't see the tree, then right click in space and again under that display menu item, select Tree Display or click F3 on your keyboard. To pick the parts as our fixtures, we'll expand our tree and select all the components as required. We can hold Shift or Control while we select as well to speed up the multiple selections process. Double click in space again to confirm the selection and exit the dialog. We can double check that this has worked by again hiding components from the Action Pad tab to reveal our finished product. Clicking OK confirms that our part is now fully defined and ready for working with the NC shop floor programmer. So in our next tutorial, we'll show you how to create and import tooling for your CNC machines.